Welcome to Macy the Ace Price Live. Thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. I know tomorrow's Thanksgiving, and some of you all had to go back to work on a Friday after having a heavy dinner Thanksgiving. I don't know how you guys been doing, and I'll be sleeping. All right, guys. I don't know what's going on tonight, but I know one thing. I'm gonna have fun with you guys first, and we're gonna have some fun after. Hey, Kick, can you be PlayStation friendly so I can be on there as a gamer? Right now, you guys see me as a chit chatter, right? I'm not no chit chat. I'm also a gamer. Now, it'd be really cool to make money just sitting on your asses and talking. We will see our first female president. It will be on the Republican side. We will see our first female president, but it will be a Republican. You can be conservative without being MAGA. I'm conservative without being MAGA. Yes, I follow people who are MAGA. I know there's a hardcore MAGAs out there. They would die on their grave for Donald Trump. That's not who I am. I grew up in a Democrat, Republican, don't get in the politics family. I follow liberals and conservatives on my platform, so I'll be well rounded. I'm not a puppet to a party. I do favor another party more than this party. Everybody knows that about me. But I do see some grifters going in and out of parties. If you're a long time conservative, then you become liberal. If you're a long time liberal, turn conservative. I do see you grifting a little bit because when you're trying to say you're conservative and you still got liberals ideas, or when you're trying to turn liberal into your conservative ideas. I understand the independent thing too. Certain things I'm in the middle with. Certain things I'm conservative with. And yeah, there are conservative lesbians, there are conservative gays, liberal gays, and liberal lesbians. For some reason, other LGBT people get the penis in a bunch when we are talking. Oh, we're more conservative than liberal, and then, oh, do you hate yourself? Like, no, do you hate yourself? Because we don't all think the same. We're in the same community. We all think differently. And also I'm part of the LGBT community. I always been since I was 15. I'm 26. We're rocking and rolling. So there's a trend going on social media, especially on the men's side. We need to stop it. You're playing with your life is highly dangerous, and you should not be doing this. If this man has no children, no child, no wife, and you want to expose a DL man, means a down low man. He's basically living a lie. That's basically what he was doing. And let them live their lie in peace. Not all cultures accept the LGBT community, and we're putting lives at risk doing this. Okay, you're gonna mess with the wrong one, and nobody's life should be in jeopardy over doing that. But we should not be outing people because you're comfortable. Because you're comfortable with yourself, like I am, does not mean you go on to do this. We do need to be more mindful. Okay, be more mindful. Don't be trying to put people's life at risk. And no, I'm not saying somebody should be off because of that reason. I just need you guys to stop it. So I want to say thank you to certain states. For certain states, I want to say thank you to certain states. Realizing, hey, so many blocks. Are we live right now? Can you hear me? If somebody blocks, if somebody blocks the road because you're being stupid, you want to protest, and your ass is ran over, don't be crying to me. Your ass should not be in the middle of the. Even certain states even said that. Say if you block the road and they run you over, don't be crying to me because you shouldn't be in the middle of the road in the first place. I got nothing wrong with protesting. Maybe you guys think there's something wrong with protesting. I don't have nothing wrong with protesting. As long as I do it peacefully, I don't really care. Me, I'm lazy. I'll be talking about my topics online. But I am lazy. You know? And I know there's these influencers who are harassing these poor people. I don't want to call them poor, but I also work too, and I do this on the side. So these poor people who are just trying to make a buck. I was charging my phone. My bad, guy. I'm not gonna go too close to personal with the guys. My bad, that's not what I'm trying to do. So these people who are trying to make a buck, they're working at different places. You might see high schoolers and college kids, even people like around my age working there, and they should not be harassed when they're doing this. For some reason, you guys like my gay rants. I just ramble over nothing really too special, you know. But you guys are like harassing these poor innocent people. Like the one guy was trying to harass this poor woman who would work at a Crumble Cookies. I had some Crumble Cookies. They're pretty good. Once in a while, it's not bad. But some of these influencers are literally throwing good food in the trash just trying to make a point. It's like, first off, don't be throwing good food out because you don't want to eat sweets. Yet you basically adult only dieting. That's fine. But you basically are some of these influencers. No, I don't. I want to be an influencer. I do follow a lot of health influencers, a lot of fitness. I do follow bodybuilders. I do. And Joey Swall, leave Joey Swall alone. I follow him. He's cool. He's awesome. He has a lot of great work in the gym community. Now, I am not like a gym rat, not at all. But a lot of guys are like trying to label him all these words that he's not. There was a violent man pretending to be trans to get access into the women's locker room at the Golden Gym in LA, California. Now, California is my favorite state, so I'm not dunking on the state. I'm dunking on the people who are running the state right now. Hence, the mayor, the clown, who he is. He had brutally beat his wife, and he was an Ohio State president because of that reason. And then somehow he would find a loophole to get in the woman's thing. So yes, we have somebody pretending to be that to be access to women, and yeah, so yeah, we want. There's two different things. There is the trans women who truly are trans, who are dolls, who have genderphoria, and you see themselves as Ashley, not Adam. And we do have that respect, but we're calling out violent men or predators who are pretending to be that, to have access into the women's bathroom. And nobody's doing, like, some of these activists, honestly, I know there are parents out there say, if you're not a parent, don't talk on parent topics, sit your ass down somewhere. I totally agree. But if you're not LGBT, please sit your ass down somewhere. We got crazy, radical people talking on our behalfs. Okay, I know there's an debate going on right now talking about the what LGB should be separate with the TQI plus or whatever they're called. Me personally, I'm not part of the LGB or the QI plus I community. They don't represent me. I know both sides are like, come on, like, no, I'm part of the LGBT community. No, ma'am. I am, I'm still here. I'm not going nowhere. I'm here. Now here's the catch. Some of you guys are just overboard. Oh my god, I'm good. Well, when you go into somebody's bio, right? In a little bio, it lets you know what they are. Okay, so when you click on the video, like you're shoving it down with them. Listen, nobody's shoving anything down your throat. Nobody's shoving their religion. Nobody's shoving their sexuality down their throat. When you click on the video in the little bio, it generally lets you know they're Christian, Catholic, Muslim, or Jewish. You know? Right. For me, I put LGBT. There's some LGBT people don't have the pride flag, but they'll talk about LGBT topic and let you know what they are about. Okay? And people are like, what if a child finds your Instagram? Okay. I talk about more, but I talk about more about LGBT topic than that. I'm not here to show my sexuality down anybody's throat. I'm here to educate people on LGBT topic for somebody who is LGBT who has that lived experience. That's all. And no, I know a lot of LGBT people are like, oh my goodness, it's not the first time a homophobic person is going to relate gay marriage to blood marriage. Like, well, if two men can get married, what's stopping a mother and a son getting married? They always make that argument. It's like they are exposing their sex thoughts. They are exposing themselves. Because why are you thinking about your mother in that kind of way? You exposing your sex thoughts. Cause never once that popped in my mind. All right, so I kind of like how they're exposing themselves in the conversation when they're talking about comparing gay people to blood marriage. It's like never once I thought that, and it's kind of Did you see how Andrew is his name Andrew? So Andrew was on the whatever podcast with a lesbian that is a phenomenon. Oh, I butchered that word. Hold on. What is that word called? So Andrew got bodied by a. Okay, hold on, guys. Give me just a second. When I'm just saying he got bodied, calling her all these names and stuff, and he went off on her, and it's like, bro, just admit it. You got bodied. Andrew has this fake character, talking about he's a conservative Christian, and he yada yada he who. And there's nothing wrong with being conservative Christian. I'm not a conservative Christian. I am a progressive conservative lesbian, but there's nothing wrong with being a conservative Christian. But we're over here talking about being conditional, doing all this and that. And then, yeah, we all know that Andrew, right? Andrew's wife has children from three different baby daddies. And he's over here trying to be all like that. So this is just like character. And he also said something that is very bizarre. Andrew did. I'm not trying to get myself in trouble. Why the fuck is it not? What? You know what? Fuck this. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be cursing like that. I'm not. I'm no. Andrew, what you said was very like I didn't know why he said it in the first place. He said talks about how a woman might get turned on for being violated, and he went viral for that. And it's like Andrew, why would you say that out your mouth in the first place? Like nobody, no, Andrew's just crazy. We all know whatever podcast is about. Whatever podcast is basically a bunch of 304s who are uneducated to get on these podcasts and then they get destroyed. That's what they do. You ever see these podcasts and these podcasts of these red pill podcasts and they bring on women that are like a 304 who's on OnlyFans and selling their bodies for millions or even $1,000, maybe three cents. And like these women are like uneducated, maybe uneducated, and then they get on a podcast and then they will destroy women. They never bring on women that are well educated. They always bring women who are uneducated on these shows, on these podcasts to destroy them. You always see that. Yeah, now and all these dating podcasts are all the same. All the same. Women are gonna say all women are terrible. They're not good women. And then next all men are terrible. That's not good men. They're always the same. It is. Yeah, now and yes, we all I actually will call out sexism at will. Because there are women who are anti men running around what a platform. There are men that are anti women that are running around. There are even women who are anti women running around with a platform. Those are the kind of people I'll be calling out. Yeah, there are people who truly are sexist. I'll be calling them out. But like not everything is sexist, homophobic, transphobic, and racist. Not everything is. Calm down. When it actually is those words, I'll be calling it out because that's not healthy. It is not healthy to hit an entire group of people because of a few people. It's not healthy. And when something is truly is that word, nobody's gonna believe you. You're like a boy that cried wolf. And listen, guys, I know that, okay, so there are masculine lesbians on the internet. Like I am, I'm a masculine lesbian, and majority of my audience are men. And I see myself as one of the bros. I see myself one of the bros. But there are certain masculine lesbians that are saying that men are sexualizing masculine women. Maybe they are. Maybe my audience are not sexualizing me. It is might be closeted gay men who's trying to I'm gonna say nobody's be sexualized online, but I do see it maybe as a closeted gay who is finding masculine women attractive because masculine women are almost, I don't want to say mocking, but we're trying to we're like acting like men. We're cosplaying as it because we see masculine women are more masculine, like what's up, or some of them. Well, I'm a dyke. I'm a dyke. But there are certain dykes out there that will square up with a grown man, 250, all muscle. Like, what's up? You can get these hands. They're like my height, 5'5". You're looking over like you're trying too hard. Calm down. You know. Yeah, there are certain ones. There are dykes out there. But I'm a dyke. But there's dykes out there who would be like, pull them up. And then, like, one dude you can see like 6'6", 250, almost looking at him like, bro, chill. And now certain ladies, there's nothing wrong. Okay, a lot of people are wondering what's the difference between a dyke and a stud? It's real simple. A stud is a soft butch, and a dyke is a hard butch. Dykes know their female dykes try to be that man that they never could be. Because at the end of the day, when you get a shower, you know what you got going on. Honestly, So yeah. Now, guys, ladies, if you go down to Atlanta, Georgia, that's the gay man's capital. That's a gay man's capital. You're like, where's my man at? You're a man with another man. That's all. We all know Atlanta's the gay man's capital, and they're just having fun out there. You know. I think Atlanta, Georgia, had a hold of the 1996 Olympics. Did they? Don't quote me on that. Now, if you guys this is just a future plan of the Gaming Bro League. Okay, Twitter said that I should have mixed gender teams. All right, and yes, I want you to say she. Something like, how dare you say she? Oh, I'll call you her a she, but she shouldn't be competing in a competition come to lifting. A transgender woman was stripped by her title. First off, transgender women have unfair advantage with women in sports. Okay, in sports. Okay. And now I know conservatives are really going after transgender people, and we do need to be mindful. Now, don't come out. Don't. I don't feel like they come out to transgender people a little too much, to the point that there's this fascination with trans people, and we do need to be mindful. There's more other things to talk about than LGBT people, but I know the wrong people right now who are driving us is the two plus LGBTQ plus people. Those are the ones that are like out of control. So I try to distance myself from them and also the LGBT community too. Like the LGBT community, it's like we're not gonna fix the problem being transphobic. Some now there are certain gays who truly are transphobic. There are certain gays, not me, but there are certain gays out there who are truly are transphobic. Truly are transphobic. There are certain gays that truly are transphobic. You know, there is. Now I will take a female. Now I'm single and I'm focusing on my empire. That's what I'm trying to do. And also, guys, I had my first ever tournament in my UFC game. That was so fascinating. I thought it was pretty fun. I should probably do a female UFC tournament too. You know what? I didn't think of that honestly. I did not think about making a female MMA tournament. That made total sense. I might do that. It's pretty fun making that tournament. Cause I found I was investigating my game and I was like, oh, that's cool. Okay, I should probably do a video again on this. Cause I thought I found a hack. Instead, I hacked myself because you have to go in the settings and then shut it off again. I thought soon you shut off the doctor stoppage, it's there you go, but it's not true. It's like what, guys? We are going to move to a chair. All right, we're gonna move to a chair, and I'm gonna try to answer you guys, okay? Because I do gotta get better with that. I gotta get better with that. There you go. Ooh. Okay, that feels a lot better. Okay, you know, and I see a lot of LGBT and straight people are like, okay, there you go. There's a lot of like LGBT and straight people, but like, well, where's the liberal men and women? Where's the conservative men and women are at? Where is it? And I understand that you want to have someone who's conservative or liberal in a relationship with you. You want someone with a similar mindset to be in a relationship with you. That makes total sense. But you gotta go to a political event. Soon you go to a political event, then you'll find your boyfriend or girlfriend you're looking for. You know, or set up your own political event. Make sure you get asked first. 'Cause I don't want nobody getting in trouble. You know, I think having my own gaming league would be really fun. You know, where we can all come and have some fun. You know, yeah, you got the PC gamers, uh, we got the PlayStation gamers, and we got the Xbox gamer. Now, I'm a mostly PlayStation gamer. I do have my Nintendo, so I do play video on my phone. Right now, I'm really kicking it. Oh, no pun intended. I am really kicking it with that puzzle game that I was playing on Facebook. Yes, your Instagram and your Facebook is connected. Some people say, "Oh, I don't go on Facebook," but when you post your Instagram reels, that I like to do, I post my Instagram reels. When you post your Instagram reels, if you don't shut that thing off on the bottom says Facebook, your Instagram reels will go to Facebook. I don't think people realize that. You know, I don't think they realize that. I didn't realize that either. So when people say, "Oh, I'm not on Facebook," you technically are without knowing it. You know, I know Instagram. Are you listening to me, Instagram? Don't get me on that one. All right. So this honestly, I don't even have the IQ to even to. I must have goofed my own self up on that one. Ooh, that was kind of cool. No, I want this one. Oh yeah, now that looks cool. That is so cool. Okay. Now, of course, I know that gamers. Did you see this crazy ass story about a gamer who said a racial slur 500 times and finally got banned from Call of Duty? I was like, really? He said the word 500 times and he finally got banned on Call of Duty chat. Hey guys, I do have Call of Duty. I had to get a new copy of Call of Duty, then I'll be back on it. The new Call of Duty game, like Call of Duty Black Ops 7, is really cool. I really enjoy that game, and hopefully you guys do too. I also got my FC 26 game. I enjoy it. I feel like I'm a little rusty with it. I feel like I'm a little rusty. I'm a little rusty with it. I feel like I am. I am. I feel like I am. You know, ladies, certain ladies, not all of you guys, certain ladies, certain men. Some of y'all just need to stop it. I understand it's a headache, but sometimes you cause your own headache. When you know this man has the multiple baby mamas, my dad. You know he has multiple baby mamas. You know he has two already, and then he'd be like, "I will become his third. Come over here, put a baby in me." And then now you have to do his two baby mamas. If he has two baby mamas, that is a sign that you should go run away and go get a man who does not have baby mama drama. Men. Some of y'all just get your own headache. If you know she has multiple baby daddies, 2 or 3, you should go and run and go find someone who does not have that kind of problem. Okay? Yeah, I just don't understand. Like, don't get me wrong, it is really funny to watch the baby mama, baby daddy drama on the internet. It is pretty funny to watch. Girl, just admit it. That money was not for wings and pizza. You want that for your nails and makeup. Let's be real for a second. And no, I'm not just dissing the ladies either, but 90% of the court cases for kid custody goes to the woman. So when we keep saying single mothers, there's nothing wrong being a single mother. I'm not a single mother. I'm not. I was mostly raised by my late mother, so I'm not even dissing that. But but there are certain women in it that make it bad for all of them. Like that one single mother said, well, well, yeah, she's a single mother, yeah, because I get it. You made a mistake. She made a mistake, and the baby came along. You know, some people don't call a baby a mistake. It's a mistake. It happens. You might have been young, dumb. You might have slept with the wrong guy, got pregnant at a party. And next thing you know, little Johnny and little Jackie was coming, or both. Maybe they're both Jackie and Johnny was coming, not just two. Maybe there's two. Did you see this crazy story about a mother who gave birth to all 9 children at once? At once, all 9 children at once. I didn't even know that that can even be possible with a woman's body. I was like, whoa, you know. Now I did this at the beginning. All right, I did this at the beginning. Okay, guys, of my Twitch. I started in 2021. Ironically, is guys, I was just playing mine. I was just doing. I was just playing a game, and then I hit one part of my controller. You know what pops up? My Twitch and my YouTube in 2021. And I didn't know I can stream from my PlayStation at that time, and now I'm doing it ever since. Guys, I'm not here to abandon you guys on my YouTube channel. I know I'm streaming a lot I know I'm streaming a lot on my Twitch. I finally hit my milestone, and soon enough, I'm gonna be hooked up on Twitch and making some money, a little bit of money. I'm an amateur at most of my stuff. That's why I'm careful what I say out my mouth. But I'm an amateur, and I enjoy my job. Some of you guys are an amateur, and that's fine. One day you're gonna be your own boss. But some of y'all need to calm down because some of you guys be using your money incorrectly. Now, I'm not gonna tell somebody how to use their money. I'm not gonna do that. What I am gonna say is you gotta be careful what you say out your mouth because one day you might be looking for a job and the old videos pop up and they're looking. Oh, I'm not hiring this nut job. He can go somewhere else. So you gotta be more mindful, And we knew the one lady said she couldn't get hired. People, some like, listen, look, I don't have tattoos yet. One day I will. Tattoos are permanent, and I'm an undecisive person, right? But we knew it was her tattoos, the reason why she couldn't. You know what? I am abandoning you guys. I truly am abandoning you guys. I am. I actually am abandoning you guys. Like, when I flopped on YouTube hard, Wiz picked up the pieces and they helped me out there. I mean, I abandoned you guys. Yeah, I think I am. Maybe I gotta stream more on here with you guys and keep up. I know my other TikTok I can stream for some reason, go live. I don't know how. I can go live on my other Twitch, not my other Twitch, my other TikTok account. Not my main one, my other one. Okay. I'm trying to figure out what popular cities I can make into teams. Cause we got Chicago, we got Houston, Dallas, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, Atlanta, Seattle, Miami, Tampa, Minnesota, Ohio. There's like so many places you can have teams in. But I'm not here to make 1,000 teams. Maybe like 4 or 8 teams I was thinking about making. Now they're lying, guys. I know Twitter said mixed gender teams. Cause we are do make mixed gender teams. And maybe for the gaming part, do have men and women's teams. I'm sorry about that, guys. I have a you know some of you guys will say, "Oh, no girls team." No, that's not how this works. We're gonna have a mixed gender team, or we'll have team for boys and girls to play. You know, that's all. Yeah, I just want to make sure we're able to have fun too. We do need more PlayStation events. Maybe it's easier for them to hook up the PC events easier than this. Like, guys, can you even hear me? Or you're like, what the hell are you saying? I think that hmm, you know what? You guys are literally tuning in. You guys are literally tuning in and listening to this gay rant. Okay, I'm trying to get my music onto Spotify. It has to be somewhere. It must be a hack on a Spotify to get my music on there. Yes, I make AI music. Oh my goodness, you let the computer do your music? Yeah, one day I'm gonna get that one. One day I'm gonna get just the right song, right? Just the right song, just the right song, and it's gonna blow up. I know Coldplay and John Lennon. I was like, excuse me, we should have stricter laws about AI music. John Lennon, I don't have a problem with you. Coldplay, maybe you should make AI. Maybe you should be doing AI music. Maybe make your music sound better. Eh. Honestly, guys, thank you guys so much for liking and sharing my stuff. Me hitting this milestone that day was incredible. My mind was blown. I was like only one subscriber away from doing it. I finally did it. I think what is it, only 10% or 1% make it to 10K and get that plaque. And hopefully I can be that 1% or 10% to make it that plaque. I had the plaque in the mail and it says Macy the Ace Price like this. I do have 2 channels. I do have 2 channels. Yes, I think this, guys. I think that they are mixing up. They are mixing up the red pill bros and the men right advocates. They're mixing them up. They're mixing it up because it's two different things. Two different things. Like I feel like Pearl David. Pearl David, if you're listening, listening, probably not. You're not a men's right advocate or activist. I keep saying advocates. For me personally, I feel like I'm an LGBT advocator, not activist. Because, I wasn't really fully invested in my lifestyle. When I say this, I was openly a lesbian at the age of 15. Age of 15, I was openly a lesbian at the age of 15. I'm 26 years old. So I've been in this game for a long time. But when I saw the wrong people leading the ship to the iceberg, not the victory, did you see that one game? I would have cried. It was a basketball game. I would have cried. It was 100 and something to only 23 points. How do you only score like they were like what 72-0 in like the second and third quarter? I was like, ouch! I would have cried. I truly would have cried. Was that? I'm not saying that, but LSU football. Like I'm an LSU fan, and you always know I'm an LSU fan. LSU, $98 million for an Ole Miss coach. Why? That's why. I know Sunday's coming around. Pump the brakes. We know Saturday is coming around. And ABC at 7:30. You know what? I'll be checking out. It will be Auburn against Alabama. Okay. And I know all hell is going to break loose with Oklahoma and Michigan. You remember the last time they played? And the reason why they got into it the first place is because in a rival game, right? Pretend this is a flag. In a rival game, you're trying to plant your flag in somebody else's logo. And that's a sign of disrespect. That's a sign that I'm marked my territory. I'm the dog and I'm marked my territory. Let me go pick up my leg and mark it. That's basically what it means. And some people were saying that was excessive with the pepper spray. Me personally, I didn't see it as excessive with the pepper spray because some of the football players are 250 all muscle. Like this, like this. So no, they just pepper sprayed them and like, oh, like, oh, my eyes. That's all. Did you see this bizarre story about this football player who stabbed their stabbed. I am non-typical, and I just go to topic. For some reason, you guys are tuning in. You got nothing else better to do at 9:51 at night. That's a joke. That's a terrible joke. I'm not that funny. Listen, there is a there was a bizarre story about a wild story. It was like what a team breakfast. What that makes sense. Have a team breakfast. So they're at a team breakfast. Because after the team breakfast, he is then stabbed his teammates. Two of his teammates were stabbed. I was like, what? That is insane. That was a bizarre story. NFL, something gotta give, my friend. These turf fields, these turf fields are basically ending people's careers. No, I'm not kidding you. No, they're literally ending people's career. Do you see these injuries that we're all seeing with our own eyes? Who watches football and you see these injuries? I'm like, it's at your career because these turf fields are literally blowing people's legs out. Boom, it goes to leg. Like people are desiccating their leg, blowing their ligaments out. Like they seem like they'll be out for the season or out for your career. Cam's wild. Did you see that one video of him, Cam, putting a helmet on his head and then it looked like his gaming chair and he was like this, with his head multiple times? It's like Cam, your noggin, your noggin is not supposed to be used in that way. Not supposed to be used in this way. I should have made a video about this in the lesbian community. And other lesbians are trying to gaslight other lesbians. That's not happening. That's not happening. Well, she's not a lesbian if she's in a relationship with a man. She's bisexual. She should have said a bisexual woman was in a physically abusive relationship. That was what she should have said. And it's still wrong, though. You shouldn't be putting your hand on anybody in a relationship. But certain lesbians are saying, well, I had previous, certain lesbians are not golden star lesbian. Golden star lesbian means a woman who did not have the birds and the bees. What a man. Me. I am a golden star lesbian. Okay. When somebody asks your body count, don't get offended. Answer the question, stupid. Okay, don't call them stupid. Leave that word out. Okay. When somebody asks your body count, men or women, men and women should be both asked that question because we do not want to goof around somebody who has a long ass list. That it lets us know that you have a long list of things that we do not want. They go for men and women. I know a lot of men that, well, I don't want a woman that has a lot of body counts. Fair. But there's women who do not want a man with a lot of body counts. Fair. when I hear men generally, when I hear men, certain men, no matter what, certain men, when I hear them about the standards, the one in the relationship, it's the basic shit you can hear. When a woman asks, when a woman has this wild ass, like this one lady in this video, it's like, girl, you're not even nobody. The girl, stop it. This girl is giving me a headache just listening to her. I'm like, ugh. Okay, so don't get me wrong. The girl, so what was it called? Wicked Two. Wicked Two, one of the greatest voices in the last decade on Broadway. So her and what's her name? What's her name? Start with an A and ends with a G. On Grande, there is something going on with those two. They were talking about how they're in a relationship possibly, and yada yada he who, and they're acting very odd in these videos. You don't know how odd they were acting, or I don't know. We're all wondering like, why are you guys acting in that way? Very strange. I know, I know. Yeah, you didn't see that, right? Oh, where they were. Okay. I know. I should stream more on my kick and chit chat with you guys. I surely sure. But I want kick to be PlayStation friendly. Cause I am a PlayStation gamer. I know Nintendo Switch 2 is kind of expensive, and then all the games I want to play on Nintendo, there's a no, I'm just serious. There was Madden, WWE 2K25, and all these good games. I'm like FC 27. I'm like, so you're only making games for Nintendo Switch 2, two, but not for Nintendo Switch. I know there's a new Mario Kart out for Nintendo Switch 2. I enjoy Mario Kart. I'm an absolute menace. I am an absolute menace to come to Mario Kart. I'm probably gonna ask Twitter again if they want 4 or 8 teams. Well, because a lot of you wanna answer my question. I'm trying to build a gaming bro league for gamers, men and women. You guys are not even answering the simple questions. Okay, okay. We shouldn't be banning people. Okay, who did not? No, that must have been my stomach. I know. It must have been my stomach. I did a wolf out two. I did a wolf down 2 cookies and ended up just. I ended up just chugging some milk. Okay. I listen. Some of you guys, I stopped listening to. I go for both sides, liberals and conservatives. Some of you guys just overboard with your views, and I'm like, no, I don't agree with that. No, because some of you are like, more extreme, more money, more extreme, more money. It's like, no, no, and no. Most of us are amateurs at this. Okay, we call that a hobby. And then you work on the side instead. Work on the side. This is called a hobby. A lot of you guys there's the difference between a hobby and working. And sometimes, yeah, sometimes your job is your hobby, and I think that is great. A lot of the time, you guys are on. A lot of you guys are working. You know, I do have a blue Stanley Cup, guys. And you remember when the Stanley Cups were huge, and people were pow pow pow, and I'm like, did they get paid extra? Did they get paid extra money? The target the Target workers, because they're like, because their job description is stacking shelves, or is their The stacking shelves, right, are what they're supposed to do. And then these Target workers then became MMA and boxing, MMA and boxing referees, right? And I was like, when did they become a boxing and MMA referees? Because they're trying to break them up, and they're like, pop, 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 pop. And even that one video that you see, right? This person's literally in a parking lot, 4 o'clock in the morning, waiting for Target to open up. I find that crazy. Absolutely crazy. Now back to the lesbian part. Back to the lesbian part. When lesbians are talking about how they were an abusive release, I don't abusive like physically or emotionally abusive, you need to listen to them. Do not gaslight them. Listen to them. And stop calling people homophobic because they are opening up how they were in a DV relationship with another woman. DV happens with DV happens in the lesbian community. Stop calling it homophobic and listen to the victims who were the victim of DV and the relationship. Not just straight people go through DV. That's all. I know this is a heavy topic. I know it is. I got a hair problem. I know it is, but yeah, too many lesbians are trying to gaslight other lesbians. It's like, nah, yeah, there are lesbians who are golden star lesbian who've been in a relationship with women from the get go. There are certain lesbians who have relations or slept with men before, and then they say, now I'm a lesbian. You know, that's fine, but we shouldn't be gaslighting. We need to listen. Listen, that's all. I used to just go on my Facebook just for one game. Maybe I should use Facebook more. Maybe I should. Thank you so much for listening to my AI music. I'm trying to do my podcast, but I feel like my podcast is not going as planned. Not going as planned. I thought, I don't know. I thought my podcast was. I feel like my podcast is doing better on YouTube than Spotify. You know, I am not going to even tell. Okay, so there is an undefeated small town coach who now has a warrant out for CP that they found on his computer. And now he's went missing and they're trying to find him. And yeah. And they're called the Bears. I don't know what the high school is. I don't know how you guys manage to lose a psychopath, and she is called a slender man who did attempted murder on her friend, and they found her in Illinois. Somebody needs to be arrested because your ass should be paying attention. This is not no person who's took a candy. They got her. This is not just a person who stole a candy bar at 3 o'clock in the morning because they're drunk. No, this girl should be put away for a long time. This girl should not be roaming around in the community. She's clearly something happened to her, and she cannot be walked around the community. In Oklahoma, you had a chance to put him away for 7 decades. Basically, 7 decades. It's like 7 years. So he would have rot in prison, basically. He would have rot in prison. He did attempted murder on two girls. Now, two girls he was previously dating and violated two girls. And then he got out on some good boy punishment. That is a serial killer in the makings. That's a serial killer in the makings. And you had a chance to put him away for 7 decades and you didn't? Oklahoma, you dropped the ball hard on that one. I feel like, okay, I think they dropped the ball hard on that one. You know? And I know, yeah, it was a lot of outrage, and it should be. Like, you're putting people in danger, men, women, everybody in danger with this kid. Like, ew. No. Now, Miami Heat, you guys are trying. You guys are at least trying to win. I can respect that. You guys are at least trying to win. No, you guys are at least trying to win. And I like that idea. You guys are at least trying to win. And I think that's awesome. Yeah, well, okay. You guys had to get humiliated first to do something. Okay. Oh, it's gonna be the Buffalo Bills against Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah, that's gonna be a good. I think it's gonna be like at 4:25. So that's gonna be a good one. Seattle Seahawks. Why would you guys struggling against a team that only won once? They only won one time. They literally were like at what 9 losses. Like even the Cleveland Browns got 2 wins. Three. Wait, hold on a second. Hold on, guys. Give me a second. Cleveland Browns. Yes. Let me see. Okay, this thing's being stupid. Okay, whatever. You know, guys. Now, back to the story. My bad, guys. Honestly, guys, I didn't even know that Tennessee even got their first win. When did the Titans get the first win? It was against the Texans. I like to do pride comedy. Pride comedy is pretty funny. When I'll be doing like sports comedy instead. I don't gamble. Oh geez, can I even say that word on YouTube? We're gonna find out, boys. Okay, we're going to find out. But yeah, I don't really gamble on sports stuff. I just like talking about it. Okay, we know it's rival week, and all hell's gonna break loose. The reason why Michigan and Ohio State, their state rivalry is personal, bad blood. They hate each other, right? The reason why Ohio State and Michigan was not focusing on their game they had, they were focusing on each other. That would make the blood boil. That would make the blood boil. Is focusing on each other. It wasn't focusing on the game, focusing on each other instead. You know. Honestly, I don't know where the ace came from. I don't know. It has a ring to it for right now. I sort of call it the king. Like, but yeah, I don't know. Soon, guys, I'm gonna be logging off here, and I don't know if I'm gonna stream on Twitch today or not. I don't know. I'm kind of up in the air with my Twitch. What is it called? 6-7. What it's called? I'm doing this right, guy. 6-7, 6-7, right? 6-7. Am I doing it right? I'm Generation Z. I'm Generation Z. I should know this because I'm born in 1999. 6-7, 6-7, right? You know. I don't know. Maybe I'm doing it right. Who knows? All right, guys. I'm gonna get off of here. Be safe. Have fun. I know Thanksgiving is tomorrow, and just be safe traveling to see your friends and family, or just spend Thanksgiving with yourself. And you'll be like, forget you all. I'm kidding. Most people do end up being Thanksgiving with their loved ones. To be safe, if you decide to drink and you decide to get a little tipsy with the eggnog, don't go behind the wheel. There's Uber, there's Lyft, there's 101 ways to get home, and it's not going behind the wheel. In that one boxer, he lost 101 times. 101 times. Yeah, 101 losses, the only one win. He truly got his ass kicked 101 ways. Oh my goodness, guys. Check out my Twitch. And yes, I did ban you guys. That's true. And I gotta go back on my YouTube and stream my video game for you guys. Instead, I don't know what I'm gonna do with my second channel. When I figure it out, I'll let you guys know. Alright, guys. Bye.